What's up YouTube? Chris and I bringing you some StarMade today. So, this will be a little bit of an update video, and I will tell you all about my future plans and changes that I'm going to be making to the process of these shipbuilding thingy-bobs. Because, honestly, I made a mistake and I got ahead of myself when I started working on specific ships before I was supposed to. So, let me explain a few things. Last episode, we checked out the Breacher. During the stream that I had today, David mentioned that he was expecting, or asking when we should expect, the Breacher to be available for single-player download. And the question to that is probably not for, honestly, and I hate to say this, a few weeks. And there's a reason because of that. The reason is I was not supposed to work on this ship for a long time. I was not supposed to work on this ship, or any frigate-sized ship, or finish any frigate-sized ship, until I finished smaller ships. And I completely, like the first ship I did, I completely broke that rule of mine. And that's honestly because I was just having so much fun building this ship. Sorry David, you will not be getting this ship for quite a while, although I will be releasing it when it is done. I'm just not releasing it anytime soon. The interior still needs to be done, and like I said, I want to work on smaller ships and make my way up to make sure that, you know, everything that I'm doing is working and it's going to work right. I want to start off simple, and this process can get complicated because of the number of ships, ship balancing. I want them to be capable of fighting each other and not being too overpowered in one specific race or one specific ship. So it needs a little bit of testing, and I'm probably going to have to get somebody like Raven to help me out with that because, you know, testing and stuff. I can't do this alone. Well, actually, I guess I could, but the AI has really high accuracy when it comes to turrets, so maybe I don't want to do that. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, let's see. The the first ships I have to do are shuttles, right? There are 4 shuttles in the game. There's Caldari, Amar, Calente, and Minmatar, right? This is the Caldari shuttle, and I've pretty much completed almost all the color schemes, although color schemes are not a priority. Color schemes are things that I work on in between episodes, I suppose. Or in between major ships to be built, right? So I'm thinking, originally, now tell me what you guys think about this because I need some feedback of what you guys would prefer, but I was thinking that I would upload the original design, which is the base hull, the original ship that you can fly in Eve, the original Caldari shuttle, for example, to the community content forums as a downloadable link, right? And as a separate link on the same page, I would release a bundle of the color variants, right? And you could get the colored variants from my Mediafire download link all together in one. However, I'll be completely honest, I'm thinking that I really just want to upload them all individually as their own community content page submission, right? Like this one would have its own download page, this one would have its own download page, and I honestly think I would rather do that so that more people have an opportunity to download exactly the one they want instead of all of them, because I know some of them may go to waste if they're downloaded by somebody in a bundle pack, and, you know, somebody may not care for all of them. Somebody may only want the green one or the brown one, you know? It's just, I think it would be easier for the user to be able to download whatever one they want. They'll still all be called the Caldari shuttle. They'll just have different paint schemes and, you know, called different names. For example, this one's Weir Komi, as this one is Laidai and Kealakoyata and Ishikone and Hiyasuda and CBD, and I totally memorized like the corporation names for all the freaking Caldari ships now, which is ridiculous. Anyway, after I'm done with all 4 shuttles, not all the color variants, but all the 4 original base model shuttles, literally only 4 ships, I will move on to fighter drones, right? Fighter drones. Fighter drones, there are only 4 of them, right? And they're all about this size, so honestly, I could get through all of the fighter drones in a day. They are not big at all. They are literally the fighter jets of EVE Online, and they're not very big. They're 1-man or 2-man ships, and they're I don't honestly know what they do. I mean, I know what they do, but it's like, in terms of their capabilities compared to larger ships, they only surpass them in agility and the capabilities of evasive maneuvering. I don't know. Stuff like that. So there will be fighter craft. And I will put AI modules on these so that you can use them as drones, because you cannot actually fly these in EVE Online. So you should have that option to do that in StarMade, and I don't know if that came out right, that sentence. Here is some fighter bombers. When I finish the fighter drones, I will move on to fighter bombers. They're quite a bit bigger, and they may take a few more days to complete all of them. This is the Minmatar Tierfing. It's an old model that I did, right? And it's got outdated weapons and all sorts of outdated systems, and it needs work. So I will be, you know, redoing them with the base model, and they should look a lot better in the end. And what else was I going to say? There was something else I was going to say. Oh, some of the links for these downloads in particular are still available. I post them with every single StarMade video, and you should be able to find them in the description of this video. For example, my Emperor is in the description of this video, I believe, and you should be able to get it along with a whole bunch of old drones that I made like a year ago. Stuff like that. And you can get all that in the description of this video. However, because I am redoing most of these ships, those links will be taken down pretty soon once I've completed those ships, and you will no longer be able to get them. So if you do want them for whatever reason, I would get them now and avoid missing out on that opportunity, because they will be completely removed from my media fire, and even the old links from previous videos will no longer work. It's just because, you know, I want to save space. These ships are probably going to take up all the space on my media fire or whatever in the future, so I'm not sure. Anyway, after I have completed all of the fighter bombers, I will move on to rookie ships. Here is one of them right here, Caldari Ibis. I've done a little bit of work on it, but to be honest, there's not much else to say about it. Over here is the Amar Emperor, right? This is another rookie ship I did a long time ago. And the one I made is just not as big as the actual model. This one's not as squished, it's a bit fatter. And I did several attempts at wedging it to see which type of wedging I liked the better. This wedging right here is the one I like the most, so I will be sticking with this wedging design. It's not really a design, it's more like which one of these random attempts came out better. I think this one did, so I will be sticking with this one and, you know, coloring the hull and putting the core in the proper place and releasing it as a ship. Yay! You know, and the internal design will change because I've learned quite a bit by looking at these ships in detail. For example, the cargo bay on this one I put down here, when in reality the cargo bay door is up here. So there's all sorts of changes that I've had to make, and, you know, that will be reflected in the new designs. So that's the Amar Emperor. Over here we have the Reaper. This is the wireframe. I copy and pasted it onto the prototype build so that the core was in the correct place. And you can see that I'm starting to fill in some of the hull with proper coloring. Here's the cockpit. It's got quite a cool view. I like it. And then here's the actual core, which would be in the capsule. And quite a lot of interior space. I'll, you know, continue working on this, because now it's in wireframe stage, or prototype stage, it's, you know, it's going to progress a lot faster. So that's pretty good. I did not do a lot of work on the Talwar or the Stabber. I have, however, done quite a lot of work on the Cyclone, which is a battlecruiser. As you can see, quite a lot of wireframing done. And this was all, you know, a couple hours work. I really haven't spent that much time on it, and I got quite a lot done, so that's really awesome. And, you know, that's great. I will continue to work on bigger ships in the meantime, but the first ships that I finish will be the smallest. So expect me to go in that order, hitting shuttles to fighter drones to fighter bombers to, rookie ships. Then I will start on the Minmatar frigates and complete the Minmatar frigates, right? And then I think I'm going to move on to like Amar frigates or Caldari frigates or Galente frigates. I think that's the way to do it. I think that's the way to go. And yeah, so now that that's out of the way, I can tell you a little bit about what's going to happen to me in the future. First of all, things will probably slow down on my channel because of the plans I have in motion for how I'm going to be doing some things. For example, I need to release all of these ships with a cinematic video. just so you guys have an official video that goes along with the ship, and, you know, celebrating its actual completion and release as a single-player download file, right? That's cool. The thing is I want it to be looking like a really professionally, nicely done video in After Effects and all that type of stuff, and I have not started on it yet. So, doing that type of stuff literally takes me all day, which means that I cannot play this game for all day, which means that, you know, essentially I will not be making progress on some of these ships as much as I have been so far. So, because of that, my channel will be slowing down in terms of content. I may skip a few days in order to work on the actual release video. Once I have a template down for the release video, I should be able to just plug in all the video footage and, you know, the spinning GIFs and all that stuff in order to show you and make the process faster for releasing the cinematic releases. It should not be too hard to do that. But, on top of that, I have to find a job because I took off the summer. I finished college, or at least 2 years of college or during the spring. I finished my last semester at my local college thingamabob that I was doing, right? And now I need a job because I took the summer off pretty much, and I'm planning on taking off this next semester of college off. However, I need to get a job. And once I get a job, then I can move into an apartment with my friend, and then I will be able to get you guys even better quality content. But that's probably a few months off from now. But in order to get a job, I'll probably be filling out a lot of applications, which takes up time from my day, and I can't just sit here all day and do this type of stuff. I have to, you know, actually focus on doing that. Real life stuff, and it's a priority, and, you know, you guys will probably understand that. So you don't really have to worry about that, and I apologize for not releasing content, but at the same time, I hope you guys understand. You guys should understand. I will still release content, it'll just be slower, and it won't come out as often. So once that happens, I'll get like an official like schedule for when I'll be doing things, because I will have a job which will be the center stage of my life at that point, I suppose. And, you know, I'll base everything around that. So, I think that's all I really wanted to tell you guys today. Oh my god. Gotta get a little bit crazy in my videos. I don't want to be so boring. I feel like I'm boring. Am I boring? I mean, I'm not boring. I have a lot to say, but it's like, I could go a little bit nuts in my videos, I think. I used to do that in the past, especially when it came to Minecraft, and I don't do that so much anymore. Kind of want to bring that back, because I kind of want to get involved with other people as well, because, you know, some of the people I know in real life, we just fucking rip shit apart, and it's the funniest stuff you will ever hear. So somehow I have to convince my friends to get involved in my YouTube channel. That'll be a tough one. Anyway, look forward to those specific releases whenever I get the chance to actually work on them. But for now, I'll probably be releasing a little bit more Minecraft content in the upcoming weeks, simply because I have a backlog of Minecraft content to release. And yeah, that's all I have to say for this episode of New Eden Fleetworks. Oh my god, this crazy project that Chris the Nightbringer is working on. That's all I have to say about anything today. This video has dragged on for far too long. Get the fuck out of here. I will see you guys next time. What's up YouTube, Chris the Nightbringer here, bringing you some StarMade today. So, this will be a little bit of an update video, and I will tell you all about my future plans and changes that I'm going to be making to the process of these shipbuilding thingy-bobs, because honestly I made a mistake, and I completely broke that rule of mine, and that's honestly because I was just having so much fun building this ship. Sorry, David, you will not be getting this ship for quite a while, although I will be releasing it when it is done. I'm just not releasing it anytime soon. The interior still needs to be done, and like I said, I want to work on small. And the question to that is probably not for, honestly, and I hate to say this, a few weeks. And there's a reason because of that. The reason is I was not supposed to work on this ship for a long time. I was not supposed to work on this ship or any frigate-sized ship or finish any frigate-sized ship until I finished smaller ships. And I completely, like the first ship ahead of myself when I started working on specific ships before I was supposed to. So let me explain a few things. Last episode we checked out the Breacher. During the stream that I had today, David mentioned that he was expecting or asking when we should expect the Breacher to be available for single-player download. Smaller ships and make my way up to make sure that, you know, everything that I'm doing is working and it's going to work right. I want to start off simple, and this process can get complicated because of the number of ships, ship balancing. I want them to be capable of fighting each other and not being too overpowered in one